Copyright in Higher Education by C.J. Bracken, Capella University. Our objectives today are to identify and recall when you are in violation of copyright law, identify and recall why we should care about copyright law, and identify and recall the various copyright acts. People are in violation of copyright law when they copy or distribute copyrighted material without the consent of the copyright holder. So why should we care about copyright law? Well, administrators and faculties should be mindful of the intellectual property laws when planning curricula and courses. Without vigilance, faculty may find that they do not own their work or that they could be sued for using others' work without permission. Administrators and faculty need to understand that distance education provides opportunities to create new knowledge and develop ideas, and allows for information sharing in ways that are not possible in the traditional classroom. Besides this, it's just against the law, and one should be respectful of others' work. It all started with the United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, which stated to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. And then in 1976, the Copyright Act of 1976 was passed and incorporates Justice Story's fair use doctrine to define 4 factors that must be considered when determining fair use. The first factor is the purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of commercial nature or is for nonprofit educational purposes. The second factor that must be considered when determining fair use is the sole nature of the copyrighted work. The third factor is the amount and substantiability of the portion used in relation to the copyright material as a whole. And the fourth factor to consider is the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. In 1998 came the Digital Millennium Copyright Act of 1998, also called the DMCA. The DMCA of 1998 incorporates the word intellectual property, rules relating to distance education, and computer maintenance. DMCA Title II deals with service providers and makes them responsible for repeat infringement on copyright by users, but at the same time maintains an ethical stance on privacy. DMCA Title II also addresses faculty members at nonprofit educational institutions. In certain circumstances, if the higher education institution has met the requirements of educating faculty and students regarding copyright, the university cannot be held liable for infringement. This brings us to the TEACH Act. TEACH standing for Technology, Education, and Copyright Harmonization. The TEACH Act facilitates and enables the performance and display of copyrighted materials for distance education by accredited nonprofit educational institutions that meet the TEACH Act's qualifying requirements. Its primary purpose is to balance the needs of distance learners and educators with the rights of copyright holders. Under the TEACH Act, instructors may use a wide range of works in distance learning environments. Students may participate in distance learning sessions from virtually any location, and participants enjoy greater latitude when it comes to storing, copying, and digitizing materials. The TEACH Act does have several requirements, including the institution must be an accredited nonprofit educational institution, the use must be part of mediated instructional activities, the use must be limited to a specific number of students enrolled in a specific class, the use must either be for live or asynchronous class sessions, the use must not include the transmission of textbook materials, materials typically purchased or acquired by students, or works developed specifically for online uses. In addition, only reasonable and limited portions, such as might be performed or displayed during a typical live classroom session, may be used. The institution must have developed and publicized its copyright policies, and the institution must implement some technological measures to ensure compliance with these policies beyond merely assigning a password. The Teach Act also has certain exclusions. The Teach Act does not allow electronic reserves, course packs, or interlibrary loan, commercial document delivery, textbooks or other digital content provided under license from the author, publisher, aggregator, or other entity, and conversion of materials from analog to digital formats, except when the converted material is used solely for authorized transmissions and when a digital version of a work is unavailable or protected by technological measures. It is also important to note that the Teach Act does not supersede fair use or existing digital license agreements.